without having to create an entire graph. So nice. Here are the 3 steps. Well, let me shorthand this for you. Fine, that's not going to hurt you to read through the example and write it. And now I can shorthand this for you. You don't have to erase it. You can have your example in your bell work. I'll tell you how to write these steps out in a shorter way. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so step 1, if you want to solve a system without having to make 2 full graphs, you solve one of the equations for a variable. Now, if you want to just shorthand that or write it like in simpler terms, this means to get x or y alone. I'm going to put 3 examples on the board, and I think 2 of them will already have step 1 done. So after we go through the 3 steps and you write them, we're going to do 3 examples, and that's class. After that, you'll get on the assignment. Okay.
I wouldn't mind for diamonds. I got this. Yeah. No. I'm English. Yeah, she made it. No. No.
Actually, when I look at number 1, step 1 is already done because when I look here, y is alone. When I look at number 2, x is alone. When I look at number 3, step 1's not quite done yet. So we'll work that out when we get there. All right, step 2. Substitute the expression from step 1 into the other equation and solve for the other variable. I think sometimes instead of the word substitute, replace. Replace the variable might be easier. Let me show you what I mean here. Number 1. When I look at this, it says y equals negative x plus 3. And equals is the same thing as is. So we could just say y is negative x plus 3. So step 2 on this problem is to actually take this y and get it out and replace it with what y is. Plug that in. Okay, that's why it's called substitution, because we're going to take a letter out and substitute something else in. these because usually we're going to have to use the distributive property. So let's see how I substitute in here. I'm going to keep the 3 in front. This y is gone. And I'm going to use parentheses. I'm going to replace negative x plus 3 for the y. Then I got plus 5x equals negative 1. Now, it might look like you've made this more complicated. But actually, if you can take an equation that has both x and y and rewrite it. Yeah. And rewrite it so that it just has x's, it's actually easier. Okay? So when you just have x's or you just have y's, you can get x or y alone. Okay? You guys, have you ever looked at the videos when you're absent? It's not that great. It's not that helpful, but it's easier for me than like pulling up bell work and showing notes. So this has made my life significantly easier. It's easy. You just you put it in there, and then people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch the video." It's way easier. Okay. Does someone have a question about math?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't made it through step 3 yet. This really isn't gonna click maybe until we get to number 3. Okay, so your goal is to hang in there. Maybe by number 3 you can kind of work independently. All right. So I have substituted in. Now we have to actually solve this. So write this down. If you haven't yet, go ahead, write down number 1. Get here and try to solve for x. Use distributive property, combine like terms, and we're going to be able to figure out what the x coordinate is of the point where these lines cross. So these steps are on page 504. 405, thank you. Yeah, these steps are on 405, but this is only on the board right now. So Denaria, write this down and distribute. Just if you want to just start here, you can go ahead and distribute.
No, I was thinking, but I said you could just go.
Oh, it's not even on.
Stop it.
Well, you're not gonna do anything like practice. No. Hey, what are you doing? No.
All right, very good. So raise your hand if you've done distributive property. Yeah, find x. Go ahead, find x. Okay, you guys are ready. Very good. Elijah, please be quiet. You guys, let me get through these 3 examples so the people in the room who want to figure this out can. Please respect that and don't start these off-task conversations, okay? So after I distribute, I get negative 3x plus 9 equals 5x, or plus 5x equals negative 1. Then you combine like terms. This is a good review, your benchmark exam in December. Probably December 21st. It's made by the county. there'll be some of these equations where we're just like multi-step equations from first quarter on there. So this is a nice little review of how we started first quarter was just solving equations. All right, so when I combine like terms, I end up with 2x plus 9 equals 1. You guys, don't worry about what I just said. Be quiet. We're working on x and y. We're working on x and y. What's our next move? Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a negative one. I'm going to mess that up. 2x equals negative 10. And then divide by 2. Good job. You guys are in it? Very true. Alright, so I get x equals negative 5. Don't stop. You're trying to find an x and y order pair. You're trying to find a point where lines cross. X and y. So now you gotta find y. Next step 3. Don't stop. Find y. No. Yeah. Finding the second variable is significantly quicker than the first one. Yeah. It's so much easier, that last bit, than the first bit. So if we know what x is, we just plug it in. Now we know x, we can go ahead and put it here. So the original, and we get y equals negative 5 plus 3. So be really careful when you plug in next to a negative sign. That can be like a real source of error. Look, the negative series, I put the negative right next to it. 2 negatives become a positive. 5 plus 3 is 8. And your order pair is negative 5, 8. So we could graph both of them and see that this is where they cross, or you can use this process. It might not seem like it now, but this process really can be quicker and easier than making a full graph. Please don't talk over me. Okay? All right. I'm going to give you a moment. Let me just find x and y. Okay. First Elijah, then Area, and then Dante. Go ahead, Elijah. There's quite a few people who can just look at it and figure X and Y out. Alright, so if you're in that zone, if you can figure X and Y out looking at it, you go right ahead. If you need a process, this is the process that we use in algebra curriculum across the nation. No, there really isn't. But listen, if you don't want to do it now, you can do it next year, and the next year. And some people are still doing this senior year, trying to get their algebra 1 through 40. So you can learn it now. You can learn it next year. Listen, it happens. It happens. And if you want to sit and joke around all day about that, it's going to be you. Half of you guys are taking this again next year. It's kind of easy to see which half it is right now. Hello? Angela. Just what I do want to assure you, Elijah, is that if there was a shorter way, I promise you I would prefer it. Why would I stand up here and do a longer? Doesn't it just make my life harder to teach you the hard way? Yes. I promise you, I'm teaching this the best way. I'm not going to waste my time. Thank you. If I wanted to, I would put you in Chromebooks and sit in my desk. any math classes in here doing that. If you guys don't want to listen to me, we can go right forward into that process. What's your question? I would do y equals negative. Well, where's that x from? This? Yeah. This? The brown part. The y. Yeah. So I got x is -5. I took x out, and I put -5 in. Yeah, try to pick the easier one. You can do either way. Try to pick the easier one. No, this is all one problem. And it's okay if it doesn't totally click now. Hopefully you get one or two pieces of this. Hopefully in the next problem it'll click even more. And then by the third one, maybe you'll feel like you can do it independently. That's our goal. What was your question? Know which one to use. Oh, well, after you've practiced it several times, you start to get an eye for it. The first time is difficult. But you want to find the equation where one letter is by itself. And so since this one says y equals, I have to plug this expression into the second one. Yeah, because that's y. So on this one, we're doing the same thing. We're substituting, but this time x is by itself. We're going to take this expression and put it in the x spot. Maybe go ahead and try it. Try to substitute in. For number 2? All right, ready? Let's substitute. Yeah, you gotta find it. Miss. All right, go ahead and write down number 2. Yes.